Today I'm going to show you how to change the oil and oil filter on this 2021 Acura RDX. This is the 4-cylinder model. What you will need to do the oil change is a ratchet, a 17mm socket, some sort of oil filter wrench. Something like this will just hold onto the side of the oil filter and loosen it, or something like this where it just goes over the oil filter and then you loosen it with that. That connects to the ratchet right here. And of course you need the oil filter and a brand new crush washer. I don't recommend reusing the old one, but you know, if you don't have one, I guess it'll work, but you know, try not to reuse it. You'll also need a flathead screwdriver, and of course the 0W20 oil. As you can see here, this brand is the B oil brand, but you could use any other brand you like. And of course something to catch the oil, preferably something bigger where it's about five or more quarts, a container that can hold more than that. We'll chalk the back of the rear wheels. Now we'll pop open the hood. So I'll take off this cover to make it easier for you to see. But normally what I like to do first is just to take off or loosen the cap. So I loosen the cap like this and I just leave it on top or to the side just like that. You don't have to jack up the vehicle to change the oil, but I find that it makes it a lot easier if the car is raised up. So here you can see that it's on jack stands. I put it on both sides of the vehicle. Now we're under the car and we are on the under the passenger side. There is an aluminum cover, which is this side right here. There's two, but you'll be on the passenger side. There's going to be a total of 4 of these clips. This is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now what you're going to do is you'll just turn it counterclockwise, just a quarter turn. Now that all 4 clips are out, all you have to do is just hold on to the cover, push it towards the rear of the car, and then it should come right down. Now that the cover is off, you should be able to see the oil filter right there and the drain plug right there. It should say engine oil, so you shouldn't be able to confuse that with anything else. Right there. Just be careful you don't touch any of the exhaust parts right here, any of that, because it might be hot. Loosen the oil drain plug. Be sure you have something to catch the oil. Now, while we are waiting for the oil to drain, we'll just change the washer. We'll put a new crush washer in its place. Looks like the oil is slowly just dripping. We will just, you can wait a little bit longer, but I think I'm good with this, so I will just put the drain plug with the new washer back in. And let's just tighten the drain plug. So if you can fit one of these wrenches in here just slightly like that, and be sure you're going to spin it counterclockwise. Here, this is how I would do it. So pinch it on the oil filter, spin it counterclockwise just like that. And as you can see here, I crushed the oil filter a little bit, but that's fine. We're gonna spin it the rest of the way out since it's already loosened. And when it starts, oil starts dripping down, you just take your hands out and just let it finish. There you go. We'll just let it drip down. We'll just wait until it stops, and then we'll come back and take the rest of the oil filter out of the way. Now that the oil stopped dripping here, we'll just take the oil filter the rest of the way out. Now with the new oil filter, I generally like to fill it up with oil maybe about half to 3/4 of the way up. And then what you want to do is you just want to get the seal, put a little oil on the seal right here. So when you put it back on, it creates a better seal. So here is the new oil filter now that it's in. You should tighten it about 10 foot-pounds, or I just do really tight, hand tighten. Usually that's probably about 10 foot-pounds, but this is how the aluminum cover should go back on. As you can see here, this little plastic right here should show up just like that. So it's going to slide in just like that. And also, this plastic piece right here should be holding that aluminum piece up too. And now that it's held up, you can put those little screws or rivets, whatever you call them, back into its little spot. So there's a total of 4 of them. So this screw right here, once you put it in, you're going to spin it clockwise 1/4 turn. Just like that. So once it should stop after the 1/4 turn, and you're going to do that for all 4 corners. But as you can see here, I did it for all 4 spots. And now we'll just pour maybe about 4.5 quarts into it. And that's about 4.5 quarts. Then we'll just start the engine and let it run for maybe about 30 seconds. So of course, don't forget to put the cap back on before you start the engine. So now we'll just start the car and let it run for maybe about 30 seconds. So now let's just check to see if the oil level is correct. So clean the dipstick. And we'll check the level. And as you can see here, it's very low, so we'll finish up the whole, the rest of the 5 quarts. So here's oil. We'll just finish it up. We'll see how far the level is going to be after it's all done there. Okay. Now I'm not going to start the engine anymore since it already ran. All the oil went through the whole engine already. But I will check the oil level. So I always like to clean it first before I check it. And this one looks like it's almost near the halfway mark right there. So I think I'll be fine with that. You can add a little bit more, but this is good. And we're pretty much done now. Of course, if you put wheel chocks, don't forget to take it from behind the wheel before you drive the car.